What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Engineers Without Filters podcast, episode 68. I am your host, Jacob Thompson, and tonight I'm drinking, all right, every story I gotta give the backstory on why I'm drinking what I'm drinking, but, we're gonna get into it in this episode, but Joseph and Gabe moved into their new place this weekend, and I helped out, and, we were sitting down and resting after, pull out some Miller High Lifes, and god damn it, they got me back on the High Life train, boys.
It's so good. It's such an
The
easy
champagne of beers. It's too good. So I got some of these yesterday. I got some Bud Light seltzers finally, so I've been trying those out. I like them.
Nice.
So yeah.
I'm Joseph, and I'm nursing these hop slams. I got one more after this, and you can't get them anymore. So I got a year to drink this one and one more, but having one of them tonight.
Well, that one's going to be awfully flat by the time you get done with it in 3 months.
Yep. But it'll be worth it.
Well, I'm Gabe, and I'm drinking the Two Hearted Ale, the other Bell's one that's sold year-round and is always good. Can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, I haven't had Bell's Two Hearted in a while. I should probably get some.
Solid.
And I'm Dayton, and I am drinking Truly again. I bought a 24-pack of it a while ago, and I've been moving through it slower than I had anticipated. So, yeah.
All right. And yeah, so no updates to your seltzer rankings yet.
No, because I haven't been to a liquor store in like 3 weeks.
Me and Joseph just had to restock, and it's been like 4 days.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I went yesterday, and so I got the 12-pack of Miller High Life, and I had a 12-pack of seltzers. And I'm like, we'll see if this will last me to the end of May. I hope it does, or else I might have a problem. Welcome back. Yeah, I mean, when you're bored, just start drinking, right?
Yeah, I mean, I stopped by the apartment, what was it, 3 o'clock, 2:30? You were already drinking.
Hey, you know what? Don't judge me, okay? That was my post-lunch seltzer, okay?
And it's Friday Junior. It's Friday Junior right now.
Yeah.
So.
Pre-Friday.
I'm pre-gaming Friday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. Like I said, it's episode 68. As always, you can find our show every Monday on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and YouTube. And you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at EWF Podcast. And you can follow us on Twitch at EWF_podcast. We're streaming live right now. If you want to come watch a live recording, hop onto our Twitch around 7 p.m. Central every Thursday night. You can watch us record live if you want a little bit of that content early. And yeah, so first topic tonight, I hinted at it earlier, but so Joseph and Gabe moved in together into a new house. Joseph left me all alone in this apartment. It's
very echoey now.
It's so goddamn echoey because he took all the furniture.
What do you mean I took the furniture? It was my furniture.
He took it out from under my nose.
He ripped the carpet up. He took everything. He took the toilet.
He did take the big rug, which has really been a bummer because I pulled some stuff from my home, my parents' house. I got like a beanbag that I've been sitting on, but like the floor is like hardwood, so like my feet start hurting after a while. It's from just like being on the floor. I'm like, god damn it, I miss having a rug.
It's a nice rug.
It is. It's really fucking heavy though, because it's so big.
It sucks. It sucks to move. It's really good once you get it there though. So
I just kind of want to talk about if we have any funny stories in moving, and then what is it like being in the new house. I think the funniest story I can think of right off the bat was at the end of the trip. Joseph, you want to tell us? But Joseph rented a U-Haul. Do you want to go into this? Do you want to tell us?
Yeah, so you can, when you rent a U-Haul, at least now you have the option to like either check it out in or out in person or online. You just like take a picture of your driver's license and yourself, and that like someone like online verifies it that it's like actually you. You basically, so you don't have to interact with people and prevent the spread of the Rona.
The Rona.
So you finished up, gotta bring the truck back, and I'm gotta take a picture of the odometer and the gas meter, whatever. And I like forgot to, so I was like filling out half of it on my phone, and then I had to like turn the battery back on, took the picture, finished up some other stuff. Got out, locked the door, closed the door, and realized I left the key in the ignition.
Oh,
With the battery
no.
on.
With the battery on. Luckily, the truck wasn't on, just the battery. So, and like the store's closed, so there's no one to like go in to talk to and be like, hey. So on the thing it says, put the key in the drop box, and I was like, yep, did that. And like I tried calling like the store because it's like at like an auto repair shop. So I tried calling that number and like leaving a message and being like, hey, I'm an idiot and I locked the keys in there, but it's back, so whatever.
It's out of my hands.
Yeah, and this was on Saturday, and of course they're closed on Sunday, so like I didn't even have they weren't even going to be in for 2 days. So then I just called them, no answer. Obviously no answer because they were closed. No voicemail even. Just kept ringing and then it hung up on me. And so I just said fuck it and left.
Oh,
And like
gosh.
I thought about calling on like Monday morning, but then I decided to say fuck it, and I haven't heard back since, and that was 4 days ago. So
So it's probably fine.
I can't imagine the battery died, and I can also assume that they have a spare, or it's like a consistent key across all of them. Probably, I don't know. Yeah,
It was just funny because we went to go return it, and me and Gabe are in a separate car, so we could like drive you back, obviously. So we both go there, and then we're waiting for you to like finish up. And you're like, oh, should I go get gas? It's like, okay, so then we need gas too. So Gabe and I drove, got gas, and you got gas, came back again. We're like, what is taking him so goddamn long? And you just walk over, and you're like, I locked the keys in the car. It's like, God damn it.
And like it's not like an automatic lock. It's one of those you like hit down.
Yeah.
So I like stared at it for a while, and Cooper, because he had ridden in the truck with me, he walks over and goes, don't even try getting a coat hanger. Like like get a coat hanger to pull the thing up. I'm like, we could do it though. And he's like, it's not worth it. I'm like, I know it's not worth it, but like it could be done. And like, they're roll down windows, so like they're super easy to break into. I drove.
It's not Joseph's first rodeo.
So and like I drive past it on my way to and from work, and like I kind of like took a double check when I drove past the one time, and it was still there on like Monday morning, so I figured it's.
I mean, yeah, it was locked in their lot, and the keys were nearby.
Who's gonna think to like steal a U-Haul truck? I don't know.
You apparently. You said it was easy.
Well, I think that style isn't compared to like roll down windows. Most likely, it doesn't have an alarm. Statistically,
Joseph was scoping out this car.
He knows this
He was
thing
trying
inside
to save
and
the
out.
$20.
well, I was driving it, so I got a pretty good idea of like how the truck works. It's like, oh, it's just a key. There's no fob. So
rename this episode to Joseph's a car thief. Post it on his LinkedIn.
U-Haul truck thief. There's a difference.
It would have been even funnier if you had tried to break in and like damage the car even more, and you're
Oh,
just
I
like,
know.
oh
And, like, that's
no.
the thing. Or like
A cop drives by you.
oh yeah, Cooper's like, what if a cop drives by? It's like I tell him, hey, I locked my keys in the car, and they're like, I'm like, I got the confirmation right here that this is the truck I rented. But
It was
I haven't got charged on my card for anything yet, and they haven't called or emailed me, and they have my info, so I figured this happens a lot. So
Yeah, I'm sure that you're not the stupidest person that rents a U-Haul.
honestly, I mean,
People probably crashed them, right?
oh yeah,
You buy the insurance, it's like, okay, whatever.
yeah.
Maybe that's what the insurance covered. Like, this counts.
That very well
stupidity
could
clause.
be. I paid $15 for insurance. That very well could cover it.
probably does, honestly.
I didn't read the insurance thing that I bought, but I figured $15 is worth it, whatever it is.
Before we returned the U-Haul though, that was a fucking day. We had to move all of Joseph's shit out of here, bring it to the house, unload it, then go to Gabe's apartment, get all of his shit, go to the house, and then unload it. It was just a fucking lot to do.
And then like
I didn't even just had a lot more big stuff.
Well, because I had a lot of like furniture.
Yeah.
So like I had a couch, 2 chairs, and I don't know what else. That was most of the
bed.
big stuff.
Get that ottoman
my bed.
too.
Oh, that ottoman. So like I had a lot
Joseph's
of.
a fan of ottomans.
I am. I had like community furniture. Unlike Gabe, he's a selfish prick. All he brought is stuff for himself.
All right.
So
You know, totally don't have good Wi-Fi here because we have good equipment.
Joseph told me the other day your internet was shit.
No,
yeah.
it actually is. So we bought the.
You can't even do that right.
Because that's my fault. So we bought the 1,000 meg plan, right? So it's a gigabit internet, right? It's $85 a month divided by 3. Obviously, it's not too bad. So we're like, let's go get the gig, right? And we are not even we haven't even hit half of what we paid for yet. We've got maybe, I think I hit 300 one day as the highest, and it's been as low as like 20. It's ridiculous.
What? It's that variable?
Yeah, Comcast fucking sucks dick. Don't buy their shit if you got a choice.
Yeah.
The
Wait,
APs
is
and the
Comcast Xfinity?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think
See,
so.
I have Xfinity out here right now, and I just have I think I have like the 100 plan, and it's fine. Like I consistently have 100 down.
Yeah, I mean we had 100 at the place we lived at, and there was 8 of us, and it was fine. So it's not like it wasn't like, it's not like a huge deal, but the thing is like we're paying for the highest plan.
Right.
At
so
least
you
get
get in it.
Yeah, because the second lowest plan or second highest plan is 500, so you'd think you'd at least get above the second, in between. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely not fun.
So how's it been so far? I mean, it's only been 5 days or so, but how's it been living at the house?
Oh, we gotta tell the story of the moving in part.
Moving in.
When they cleaned it the night before.
Oh.
So
you can tell them.
yeah, so the landlord was like, yeah, we're doing a ton of work cleaning out all the house, fixing all the shit, painting.
We want to make it perfect for you when you move in. Is
Quote, perfect for you, right?
Knowing the result that it's a fucking
So you're like, all right, whatever. And then one of our friends, the third roommate, he moved in first, and he was just texting us that there's a couple things dirty with it, and there happened to be some landscapers out there, and he had mentioned Thursday night that he was going to be putting some new grass in. Or
he said he was resodding the yard, and I was like, dope, resodding the entire yard,
whole new yard,
awesome.
And it is 2 rectangles, and apparently the reason that they're there is because the previous tenants drew dicks with weed killer all over the fucking grass. So there's
we know. Hold on. We know at least one dick.
Yeah.
The roommate said the landscapers told the other roommate that one was a dick. I don't think he said what the other one was. So they might have just wrote out like fuck, or like it could have been another dick. But there's only one confirmed dick.
So anyways, there's 2 possible situations in which either A, the tenants are really shitty and didn't get their security deposit and stooped down to the level of drawing dicks in the lawn, or the landlord is bad, which I think it's the former.
Yeah.
So the guy seems on top of it, but like the rest of the house, it was clean, but there was clearly other things that they focused on. Like there's just paint that doesn't match.
I think he was. No, I think he like touched those points up because like if people they put a lot of holes in the wall, and like he was just putting touch-up paint. So like it's not a perfect match, but it's not like there's just a green stripe across like a blue wall or anything like that. It's not too bad, but like there's cobwebs in my bathroom.
Right, and that's the
And,
thing.
like-
They didn't dust at all. So like they were
Yeah.
definitely focused on other things, and we just have a feeling they just fucking wrecked the place.
Yeah, we think it was like completely trashed, and so it's like, oh, well, gotta, like the floors are pretty scraped up in some spots, and some
He had
other
a
stuff.
day, right, before it was ready for us.
Oh.
So that's been fun.
Well, then
I
you
just
had a few
wonder-
plumbing issues too.
Yeah, apparently the sink has been leaking. That's new.
Yeah, we've had issues with the sink.
And the shower wasn't draining.
And the
They
shower.
fixed that.
Yeah.
Huh.
He seems to be pretty responsive so far, which is good.
Yeah, I
But
think
definitely more issues than I've ever had with like a house. Like I don't know. I can't even think of like the last house like at 107 like an issue where like we really needed him to come out like right away. Like we broke a door once. And he's like, "Okay, I'll fix it."
Oh yeah, well that was the first
That was
floor
Dayton.
bathroom
Dayton
door.
broke that fucking door. No, I'm talking about the
Barely.
back door. That was Dayton broke that shit.
Oh yeah, it
That
like
was funny as fuck.
I freaking busted that shit down.
It was a frame. Yeah, there was a frame that was
the
nailed.
frame was already
Yeah.
splitting though, too,
Well,
when you did that.
you pushed it
Well,
to its
just,
edge.
just for context, so we had this really shit back door that would change with temperature fluctuations.
Well, because it was metal, so it would like shrink.
Yeah,
like,
so
man.
we never really had issues in the summer, did we? It was only in the winter where we had issues.
Yeah,
Literally
it's
when there
only
was
winter.
ice.
Because
Yeah.
it would pack. The bottom would pack with snow.
Yeah, so
Well,
the storage
that wasn't the
stuck.
issue when I broke it.
Okay.
Yeah, when Dayton broke it, it was fully closed, and that was the issue because it wouldn't open.
Yeah, it wouldn't open because the lock was actually frozen in place.
Oh yeah.
So
Dayton-
like the whatever it is, like the lock that like
The
keeps
bolt.
the latch that
Yeah.
goes into the hole, that was frozen in place. So like even when like you turned it, it wouldn't like move it. So then I just busted it straight out of the frame.
God damn it.
Well, then the other door that got broke was the first floor bathroom door, and it was funny because like I used the bathroom, and I opened the door after it, and it like made a little bit of movement. I'm like, ooh, I don't know about
It
that.
only broke when the landlord happened to be there.
It
And
was
then,
like the day
well, and then like
before.
5 minutes later, Gabe goes in, and he like. I mean, opened it or closed it, but it just falls out of the frame. And I'm like, Gabe, you broke it, you know?
Yeah, it's like when you like pack the fridge with shit that's like you know it's gonna fall and leave it for the
Yeah.
next guy. That's what Jacob did to me. And of course the landlord walks by. I walk out, he's like right in front of me, and it fucking breaks. And like Jacob's immediately shitting on me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Brad. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, like so. Yeah, the top. It was like only 2 door hinges on that
Yeah.
door, and the top door hinge just came out of the wall.
It just like stripped out completely.
So we're like, oh shit. We're like, Brad, can you fix this? He's like, yeah, I'll get some longer screws. Let's get some really long screws and
Deck screws are just
drill them back in there. It was good to go.
Hey,
God.
it works.
He was a fantastic landlord.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, he was a really good one.
Now, am I allowed to put your third roommate on blast on this podcast?
Does he listen? Gabe, do you
Uh,
know?
Does his girlfriend listen?
Yeah, she does. Nicole
Oh, I'm
does.
definitely gonna put him on blast. so when Joseph was moving out, like we were, Joseph said it the other day. He's like, it feels like we're getting a divorce. He's got to come back and get his stuff, and like
Because I texted Jacob like, hey, I'm gonna come back I'm coming over to the apartment to get the kitchen stuff. Because I didn't want to just walk in because I
you did just walk in on Sunday. Holy shit!
It's
I was
still
like,
his place.
I know, but I don't know when he's gonna be here. Like, so I was like just sweeping the kitchen on Sunday night, and all of a sudden the door opens. Like,
And like
Smack
it
him
was
with the
stop
locked.
me.
broom.
That's what was happening.
The door is locked, so I had to unlock it and then open it.
I was like, holy
Sweeping
shit!
the kitchen's code for
I'm like,
something.
you need to text me next time because I could be jerking off in the living room for all you know.
There's nowhere to sit in the living room.
On the bean bag, dude.
There
It's the
were
bean
beanbags
bag
at
to
the time.
empty his bean bag.
So anyway, yeah. So Joseph was like, we were like figuring out like, because I didn't have my new kitchen stuff yet, so Joseph was gonna leave some kitchen stuff with me. And he said like, oh yeah, like our new roommate, like, and he's like a friend, we know him from tech. But he's like, yeah, he said that his like hobby is cooking, so I imagine like he's got some pretty good stuff, like it'll be fine. So yeah, okay, whatever. So that Joseph,
Yeah, okay,
you wanna,
whatever.
Joseph, you want to explain the next part of this?
where to start? I don't know. He was just like, well, I guess so. The other day he like made like a baguette because he made like Italian food. So like you buy like the bagged baguette and you just like toast it. Whatever, simple enough. He like grabs like a chef's knife to cut it, and I was like, I have a bread knife. Like, do you want to use that? And he's like, yeah, sure. And he takes the bread knife and he pushes it straight down and then pulls once to cut it. And I'm just looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing? And then he slides to the next piece, does the same thing, and like crushes. I'm like, that's not how you use a bread knife, my guy. But it's like, that's fine. That's not like, I don't know.
Just,
I don't know
just for the audience, for the uninitiated, I mean, a bread knife is super serrated, and you're supposed to let the knife do the work. You're moving back and forth. Yeah, like a saw. Back and forth. Very little pressure. You just let it do the work for you.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to use. Like, it's not like you need special form or like some knives. Like can be more tricky than others. Yeah. Bread knife, pretty straightforward. But like also, there's no like bread snobs, so it's not like, I don't know. It's not like certain things where it's like, oh, you got to use this knife to cut like this thing because of the way it cuts it, and like, I don't know, it changes the flavor, which I guess it kind of does with bread. I don't know.
I'm sure there's a snob out there who
there's elitists with everything. So
yeah, but it's not.
I'm sure you got to go with the grain against the grain, oblique.
It's not like steak where
technically
it's like,
there shouldn't be any grain in the bread.
Yeah,
because it's
it's made of grain. Isn't it?
Oh, you know what I'm talking about.
I want to see a YouTube video. You know how they do like the beer snob versus like they'll give him like a super expensive beer and a cheap one. He has to tell the difference. How it's something that with bread, like Wonder Bread versus I don't know whatever the fuck good bread is.
Yeah, ciabatta.
I feel like it'd be pretty easy to tell the difference between Wonder Bread.
The last thing I'll say, Dayton. But what is there like swirls in bread sometimes, like with sourdough? Like there could be like a swirl situation.
Usually it's rye that has a swirl.
Rye has a swirl.
So I mean that's kind of
yeah, I guess I can concede that point.
It's not like a cheese that people are very particular on, which leads me to my next point, which is cheese.
What a segue.
I mean, 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Right.
2 episodes ago. We mentioned the bane of our existence, which is Crystal Farms cheese. And you know what this guy puts on his burger today? Tonight, 3 hours ago, Crystal Farms sharp cheddar. What is this man doing? He's a fan. His cooking is his hobby. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Cooking maybe, eating not so much.
Yeah, flavor's down at the friggin' bottom of the barrel for him.
Flavor, texture, just overall enjoyment of life. I mean, he's just
Maybe he's a money conscious guy. I don't know.
You gotta, when it comes to your cheeses,
when it comes to your hobbies, aren't you willing to shell out the money?
Yeah. I don't care if he's eating Crystal Farms, but if he calls cooking his hobby, I damn well care. I need to revoke that card because that is just unacceptable.
Yeah. It's been revoked.
Yeah, he's like, I watched him cook. Like he's like, for instance, tonight, Gabe made a pre-packaged patty for a burger, and Tim like actually took out, like, had ground beef, patted them out, added some seasoning, cooked them in a cast iron pan. I was like, okay. And then he put Crystal Farms cheese on it. Like he cut a tomato and had romaine lettuce and pretty nice looking buns, like certain stuff.
Oh, it looked way prettier than mine.
Yeah.
By far.
And then Crystal Farms cheese.
Dude, that's like buying a Ferrari and putting bald tires on it.
Yeah.
I think you guys just need to help him out a little bit. Just push him in the right direction. Show him how to use a bread knife and show him Sargento cheese.
See, we mentioned the cheese, and he's doubled down on only buying Crystal Farms.
What is there to double down on? The price?
Let him be disappointed.
Was he trying to make the argument that it's good?
He said it's just as good as Sargento.
Oh, he can fuck right off. Over there and slap his ass this weekend. Holy
Ooh, Jacob,
shit.
you're gonna slap his ass? Ooh.
Damn right I am, Dayton. Are you fucking kidding me? That is such an offense
He's
So like all of our
it's
characters.
probably made in the same factory. It's probably just the same shit.
No,
Mm,
no, it's not. No, it is not.
I agree 100%. No, I'm on your side here.
I've mentioned on the
We're
podcast.
killing the
but-
messenger right now, Joseph, and that's you.
I mentioned on the podcast when I went to Purdue. My host grad student, her family has all works for Sargento, or they have in the past. They're not making Crystal Farms shit at that factory. All right, they're a local Wisconsin company. Get that heresy out of here. All right.
Harris.
God damn.
Yeah.
You get. See, now I'm upset, Joseph. What any other interesting things going on at the house?
You know, I just remembered too. Also today, I was like eating because my food was taking a little longer, so I was eating while he was cleaning up. He used soap on his cast iron pan.
Oh my! Because you were winning me back over. He's seasoning the beef. He's,
But
rolling
that's
it
the
out.
thing. He like sprinkled kosher salt onto the pan and then scraped it with like a soap sponge or like a
Joseph,
brush. And
Where?
I was like, oh, he's like actually seasoning, the salt and like it helps
How
with the
does he-
grit, and and then he just takes the like scrubber with soap and just. I was like,
Why does he
what is-
just know like random cooking things, but not all of it? Like he just knows like chunks of like cooking knowledge. It's
Because like he has like a lot of like he has an instant pot, which isn't super common. He has a wok. He's got like some really nice knives, and he knows a lot about like knife care, or at least a decent amount. But like doesn't know how to take care of a fucking cast iron pan apparently.
Come on next week to defend himself.
Yeah, honestly, I want to have a conversation about knives with him.
Just four
Well,
people
okay,
shitting
Dayton,
on him.
are we getting into this right now? Are we getting into this shit?
About knives? About knives,
Okay,
Jacob?
okay.
Maybe
so,
we are. Maybe we are.
So as
What
I
is it
mentioned,
to you?
Joseph took his kitchen stuff, so of course I had to get kitchen stuff for myself. And I've been meaning to do this for a long time. I want like some nice equipment for when I go live by myself, So I cooking is my hobby, all right? I enjoy cooking, so I want to have good equipment. So, of course, the most important tool of any chef's kitchen is his knife, right? And I have a cookbook that I got called the Food Lab, which I would highly recommend to anybody. It's like it's cooking from a scientific perspective. I really like
It's
the
a
author.
cool book. It's a cool book.
It's a really cool book. And he, has a whole section about everything you need in the kitchen. Here's all the equipment, all the pots and pans you need, yada yada yada. And he has a whole section on knives, So I read it. I'm like, all right, I'm picking out this knife, And Dayton is also a connoisseur of kitchen equipment, so I sent him the shit I was gonna get. And he starts railing me for my knife selection. All right, because it's got a full bolster. And okay, so I might have to explain it on the podcast for audio listeners. So on a knife, there's like the handle, right, and then the knife itself. The back, that's not sharp as the spine. I was talking about the spine is like the top of the knife. The tang goes through all the way through it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
You have like the edge, right? So where the edge becomes perpendicular and meets back at the handle, right? Like it's not the butt, the heel. I think the heel of the knife. If it's thickened there, it's called a bolster. And typically, what a bolster is used for is one to protect your fingers, which if you're using a knife, right, not really an issue. It's also to balance out the knife, so it's balanced on either side of the blade and the handle, so it's easier to hold, right? So the knife I got has a full bolster, which means it's a very thick, at the heel of the knife.
Very thick.
And it has a full bolster because it's a forged knife, unlike this stamped bullshit.
Dude, don't even get me started on fucking full bolster on full forged fucking knives. Dude, if you knew anything about forging blades, you would know that you can easily forge that bolster out.
Anyway,
there's literally nothing stopping you from forging that bolster out, dude.
Anyway, so it has. It's not okay. The forging doesn't have anything to do with this conversation. What matters is there's a full bolster, right? It's a knife. I'm looking at the full bolster. I'm like, great. This looks like a great knife, And so Dayton comes at me and he's like, oh, I've been on r/Chef Knives, and everyone on there says you can't have a full bolster because it makes it harder to sharpen the knife.
Dude, I'm speaking from experience too. Okay, like sharpening my knives, like I have a whetstone and I sharpen them myself on my whetstone. And if I had to, go around a bolster, it would be a huge pain in my ass.
Yeah. And that is true. It is more difficult to sharpen a knife that has a full bolster. But what Dayton doesn't consider is the use of a honing steel. All right, so a honing steel, you guys have probably seen it in movies where like it's just a rod made out of a steel that's harder than the knife, and you run the knife along it at a certain angle, and that it doesn't sharpen the blade, it hones the blade. It means it like realigns
The
essentially
edge, because
So
the edge,
basically,
the add up,
if the
hones it
edge
back on a straight line.
if the edge basically bends over a little bit to one side, it'll just sharpen it back up. Except over time, then it'll just blunt. So then you're just kind of moving it back. And this is for the video watchers. I'm doing like a little hand thing here, but it'll just kind of like bend over not onto itself, but it'll just dull, right, as blades do. And then once it gets like super squared off, then your knife becomes dull and the honing steel does nothing.
Yeah, well, and you obviously still have to sharpen your knife.
Mm-hmm.
But with the honing steel, you have to sharpen it. You can sharpen it less often because you're continually realigning that blade. So if I honing steel all the time, I only need to sharpen it like 2-3 times a year, as opposed to if you don't hone it, be more frequent than that. So the bolster doesn't come as much of an issue because I don't have to sharpen it as much. That's all I'm saying, dude. And you know what? I got the knife and I love it. It's very well balanced. I used it yesterday to cut some veggies. Ooh, sliding through those bell peppers, sliding through those carrots. I loved it.
I mean, I offered you my recommendation, and
and it was wrong.
And he threw it in the trash.
you chose a knife that you felt fit your needs best, and I can't do anything about it.
I mean, I still want to do a sharpening workshop with you when I'm out in Connecticut, where you can.
Not with that knife.
That knife isn't welcome on his wet stomach.
I'm just fucking with you, dude.
I know.
I'll show you how to sharpen that. It just might take a little bit longer than usual.
It was funny though, because like the place I got the knife, I think Gabe is a place you're gonna do cooking classes. It's called the Kitchen Window.
Yeah, I was going to, and then they were $500 for fucking cooking classes. And I was like, I'm fine with you two.
They're like a premium, cookware store, premium kitchen store.
It's a local thing too, right?
Yeah, and you could spend so much goddamn money in there. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
I was like, I'm going in with a mission. I just want my knife, a paring knife, honing steel, and I'm out of there. Because holy god, you could spend so much goddamn money in there. If I was a rich man, it'd be a fun time.
You would not be a rich man for very long.
No.
How much did you spend on all this?
So the chef knife I got was an 8-inch. So I was walking in, I'm like, I'm gonna get the 10-inch, give me that big knife energy. Immediately saw the 10-inch on the display. I'm like, nope, it's massive. It was so fucking big. So I got the 8-inch chef knife, and then I got a paring knife. So the chef knife was 120, and then I got a paring knife with. It's a different shape. It has a straight edge and it has the divots in it. I forget what they're called. The gratin.
Oh fuck, I forget the name too.
I know. Anyway, paring knife was like $50, and then the honing steel was like $20.
I didn't even know they could get that expensive.
Dude,
they get way more expensive.
It's not even that much.
Dude,
like you could spend $600.
Dude, so I follow quite a few like small like forges that like make their own blades from like the ground up. Basically, they'll make their own like Damascus and stuff like that. Well, all right, so Damascus as because there's not an actual Damascus. It's just like forge welded two different steels together. But those like custom blades can like easily cost like $3,000 or $4,000, which is like nuts. I mean, like
you sent sent to me once that had like, I don't know, they had some weird effect on this knife. It was super fucking cool.
Yeah, and like that's what I nerd out on, because like, so I'm a metallurgist basically. Like I may call myself like a materials engineer, but at the end of the day I focus on metals at my job. So like when I see like the Damascus, I just like freaking nerd out so much on it. It's like, that is so fucking cool, dude. Like I really want to get a custom chef's knife, because I mean it's not just like a tool, it's also like a piece of art, because it looks really nice, and like a lot of the times they put like a lot of effort into like the handles and like epoxy the handles and like put like really cool designs in them, like use like burls, like wood burls,
and like Damascus too, like that's a unique piece. Like no two Damascus knives are gonna look anywhere near the same.
And you can
no matter
get
how many
very,
times you make it.
Yep, and you can
It's
get very, very, very different patterns on it, just depending on how you forge weld the different pieces together.
it's super cool.
Now, Dayton, if you were gonna get a Damascus knife, let's say you only get one, but you have unlimited budget, would you get a chef knife or a Santoku knife?
I would probably get a Nikiri, actually.
What's that one?
So it's got like a, I think it's got an inverse K-tip. So basically what that means is like the blade goes down. So like it's like flat on the top, angles downward, and then it has a flat blade as well. And it's a little bit thicker of a blade.
So in shape, it's more similar to a Santoku. As far as like
yeah, so basically
it's not for rocking.
It's like, no, it's not for rocking. Yeah, it's like a Santoku, but instead of having a rounded tip, it has an angled tip, and then it's also like a taller blade.
What's it called again?
Nikiri.
Nikiri.
Yeah, it's a Japanese style. At least I'm almost 100% certain that's the one that I was.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was looking at one of those just because like they just look super cool, if I'm being honest with you, and I know that I'd be able to use it to cut veggies, which is what I would use it for. So,
yeah, because the main difference is it's like, at least for the two I was mentioning, the Santoku is like pretty flat, and the chef is like a little curved, so you can do more rocking. And that's what I'm used to. I tried out a Santoku at the shop, and it was like it was really light, which is weird for me. But I have never really tried using a Santoku, so I'm out there dating. I'll try out yours to see.
I have one.
I know, but I never used it because I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't realize it was a Santoku because we never really pulled it out. You pulled it out.
I used it. I used it a lot. It's super convenient.
That was before all my knife research.
My Santoku is like my go-to knife. Like I have a fake Damascus. It's a clad Damascus. So basically, what that means is they just like welded this metal over top of it to make it look like Damascus, so it's not actually Damascus all the way through. And I picked that up off like this website for like, I don't know, like $20 or $30 or something like that, and it looks really cool. But it's just it's not quite to my standards. But yeah, my Santoku is like my go-to knife that I use, and then I have the complete beater piece of shit knife that I had at the house.
That we bent the fucking tip on?
Yeah, I don't know who did that, but if I have a feeling, it was probably like Josh. Josh.
That's a good bet, honestly.
Josh or Cooper?
Calling him out.
One of the two.
Yeah, Cooper's... Dude, what else did Cooper do when we were moving? Fucking classic Cooper move, not paying attention. So, Jacob was there. Jacob witnessed it.
I don't think I was.
No.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but I'm excited to hear it.
Well, just like a classic Cooper not paying attention bullshit thing. So, like, I have a dresser that we had to move.
God, fucking
And,
damn.
like, as you go from, like, the bottom up, the drawers get progressively skinnier. So, the bottom drawer is, like, the biggest, and then they just get progressively thinner as you go up.
Yeah, sure.
Cooper fucking ham-fists this and puts them in the wrong order. So, like, one, there's, like, a gap between like the drawer and the top of the like lip, and then the one below it that he switched it with is overlapping and just didn't even notice.
He just shoved it in there. I don't know how the fuck he got in there, because I was the one who went down to fix it, because I was like checking on the dresser because we had to like take all the drawers out and put it back in, and I'm like, something looks off, and I'm like, why is this one so loose? And I'm like, wait a second, and I went above it, and it's just fucking slammed in there. I had to like yank it out. I was worried I'm gonna break the fucking dresser. I'm like, Cooper, why did you think this was a good idea? Also, the fucking drawers are numbered on the back. It tells you where they fucking go in the dresser. Like, god damn it, dude.
Classic Cooper bullshit, just not paying attention, leaving cups on the table.
I also almost broke my neck on the couch.
Yeah.
Because we had so it was 6 of us moving this couch up the back deck and then into the porch into the house. And the deck, it's some stairs up there.
Narrow stairs, high railings.
Which made it pretty,
And so we have like guys on each corners, on the sides, whatever. It's somehow we're going up the stairs, and somehow I got underneath the couch, and using my hands and my head to like push it up, which is dumb.
Bad idea.
And then people start start losing strength or out of position, and the couch starts getting heavier. I'm like, oh no, oh no. I'm like, guys, my neck is cracking. Like, get me out of here. It was fine, but that was not smart on my part.
I watched you go underneath it. I was like, I don't think that's a good idea there, Jacob. That's a heavy couch.
Well, I didn't have a lot of places to go because I was about to run into a railing, so I went underneath it to like keep moving, and then I ended up under there to like help hold it.
Yeah, it's not an ideal position.
No.
Yeah, that couch sucks to move.
I mean, most couches do, but that one's no fun.
It's not as bad as the one at the house that was a pull-out couch, because pull-out couches are the worst couches to move. If you've ever had to move a pull-out couch, you fucking know what I'm talking about. Because like it's steel on the inside. It's a steel fucking frame inside, and they just suck. They're the fucking worst.
They're so heavy. They're unwieldy.
You move it once and it never moves from that spot again.
You might as well bolt it in the ground.
An unrelated
this is like
ugly as fuck.
a layer below a fucking pull-out couch.
Wait, which couch is ugly as fuck?
The pull-out one.
The one that Joseph has, or
no, the
one at our old house at Tech.
Oh, yeah. I am insulted. That couch was a piece of art. It was
a grandma couch. It was a grandma couch.
It had that cool wooden border. I kind of liked it.
I don't care about the wood border, was fine, but it had that gross like flowery pattern felt shit. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, that was not ideal.
It's like a silky felt. Get out of here.
Dude, all the furniture that we had was super quality, and we paid $0 for all of it.
That denim couch. The denim couch was top tier.
No.
So,
I was talking about this weekend. So we had this denim. It wasn't even a couch. It was a love seat. Okay.
No, what it looked like is if a love seat put on a pair of jeans, but like it also was a jean jacket and he had a jean shirt.
Full Canadian pantsuit going on.
Tuxedo.
Yeah. It was all denim love seat, right? But the problem is the armrests on either side were fucking massive. So it took up a ton of space. So imagine this it's a love seat as big as love seat can be without being a couch, right? So it took up a shit ton of space, but it could barely
love seat I've ever seen.
But it could barely hold two people on it. Like you could barely have two people. And the way the cushions were, I don't know why they were like this. They were this like too like inflated's the wrong word, but you get the idea. Too inflated. Where whenever you sat on it, you feel like you're getting pushed off the couch.
Yeah.
So like it took up a shit ton of space, was uncomfortable to sit on, and barely held two people. It was the most and it was ugly.
And the armrests were like super high. Like if you sat down in it, your arms would be like above your shoulders.
Yeah. Like it looked like out of a Alice in Wonderland character couch or something. Like, it was fucking dumb. Oh my god.
That was a couch we got for free from my parents.
And that was the couch that got us in trouble with the city as well.
Yep. Because it was so goddamn ugly, we put it outside. And they were not happy about that.
Dude, they literally did a fucking drive-by for freaking taking pictures of it. They didn't even stop, dude. They just freaking drove by, snapped some pictures, mailed them to us. We're like, move this back inside or be fined.
It's not outdoor furniture.
We should have just moved it to the neighbor's house and called it a day.
We so should have, dude. That shit would be funny.
Just put it on the bridge house.
I mean, house, they're blue.
Yeah, they had a blue house. They would have fit right in.
Yeah, but we like Smurf House. We should have put it on Bridge House.
God damn. Gabe, how do you like your hobbit hole in the house?
So I definitely got the worst room in the house. Like,
quit bitching.
Objectively, do I not have the worst room, Joseph?
You have the garage though.
You got concessions.
I know. You don't even let me explain.
Oh, your room sucks, dick.
Thank you.
My closet's bigger than your room.
Exactly. I have the smallest room by far, and the main reason is twofold. One, I have a full bed, and Tim and Joseph have queens, so it's like not possible to put a queen in this bedroom. That's how small it is.
I think you could.
No,
it would just take up the entire room.
There'd be no floor space at all.
Yeah.
Like it is the size of a queen bed.
So I have the full, and then the concession that I got is I have the office, which I honestly really like. I mean, it's not super big, and there isn't a door, which is a little odd.
Wait, are you in the office right now?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
there's no way he could get a desk in his room.
Okay.
His desk would be in the closet.
So basically, the bed and the dresser is in my bedroom, and then the computer and like other hobby shit is gonna be in here. I haven't fully unpacked yet because I got the computer and the bed set up. I'm like, okay, I'm good.
That's the classic tech student move right there.
Right. But I also the other thing is I also got the garage, which is super nice because, I mean, the winter I will never have to brush off my car or anything, which is really cool.
Joseph's like, fuck.
Well, I was thinking about it, and I should have played it as, oh, we each get the garage for a third of the year.
No.
And Tim, our roommate, kind of like, he's like, oh, you can have the garage because you get the shit room. I was like, wait a second. I pay a third of the rent. I should get a third of the garage.
No,
So
you
then,
have a third of
so
the
then
house,
the roommate
man.
gives
The whole
Gabe
floor.
his third, and I still get my third. Is that how I should have? I could have played this so much.
For
Joseph-
reference, Joseph has an entire floor. He has the
Yeah.
whole fucking basement.
And it's
I'm
cold
pretty
as
sure
shit.
if you combined the square footage of Gabe's room,
Oh, it
office,
wouldn't add
and the garage, Joseph still has more floor space.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is
So-
hysterical because, for context, when we like looked at the house, right?
In quotes, we didn't get to see it physically.
Yeah, because of the whole Rona shit. But like we talked with the landlord like over Zoom or whatever, and then we like looked at pictures and like he like gave us the spiel, and our other roommate initially said, "I lived in a basement before. I do not want the basement room." And I was like, "Cool." He's out of the basement room. The basement's the only master. All right.
No, that's not true. We were told there was 2 masters.
That is
which a
true.
bullshit fucking lie.
Yeah.
For a master, there needs to be a connection to the bathroom, and it is not a master. I mean, I don't have it, so like whatever. But it is not the second floor one is not a master.
It's not it's a crock of shit is what it is. And then I remember talking to Gabe. He's like, "Yeah, I don't know. Basement will be cold in the winter. Blah blah blah." And I was like,
Which is still true.
"Oh yeah, it'll be cold.
It's cold now.
It's chilly."
It's chilly.
You have a jacket on.
He always has a jacket on.
Yeah.
He's wearing a full winter coat down there.
Hat and gloves and all.
He's typing with gloves on.
And so then Gabe's out of the running, and I was like, maybe I could snipe this basement room. Like, it's another master basement to myself. I'm already like going to bed at 8 o'clock, so like the sun's still up.
You have the weirdest schedule, so it helps.
Yeah, so like I don't have to deal with like people going up and walking past me. I'm like, maybe I'll take the basement. Get a little seclusion. Plus, like he said, it's kind of like weirdly laid out, which is what I like because for you guys that remember, my room at the house was the fucking weirdest. It had a sink in it.
Yeah.
Like, that was cool as shit. I loved it. Everyone's like, that's weird. It's got a sink in it. I was like, that's awesome. It's got a sink in it.
It had 3 closets, essentially.
Yeah, and it had 3 closets.
2 closets and a sex dungeon.
Exactly. What more do you need? All right, perfect room setup. And so it's like, I like these weird rooms. I'll take the basement. No one else was fighting for it. And then we move in, and it's like, all right, here's the upstairs. Oh, that's a dog shit room. Oh, here's the master. That's a dog shit room. Let's see the basement. Oh, this is the best room in the house.
It definitely is.
Sucks to
I
be
don't
you guys.
I mean, I definitely have the least amount of space, but I also have less stuff. And I honestly will take the garage over. I don't know. It's not too bad.
And I mean, I feel like it might be kind of nice to have your bedroom just for sleeping.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say that I think it's really good on me mentally because before, like the place I stayed at for the 3 months when I moved, I had like no communal space at all, and it was just my room, and that was where I slept and played games, and literally my desk and my bed were like butted up to each other, so I didn't have a lot of space at all, and it's kind of nice to when I go in there, it's like I'm going to sleep or I'm going to change, and it's really nice. Like here, just like I don't know, this is play, and downstairs it's like there's no bedrooms on the first floor. It's all like living room space and kitchen space.
That's pretty nice.
So
The first floor is nice. It's a nice spot.
yeah, so it's nice to have like my communal spaces when I want to like socialize. I have this space if I want to like play games or like play with my guitar or whatever, and then I have like a dedicated spot to just sleep, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm really surprised you guys haven't mentioned the number one amenity of the house yet.
Gas
The
range.
backyard.
Nope, the thing that's currently in the garage.
My
The
car.
The
landlord.
putting green.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
our landlord talked up so much. Like, yeah, there's a putting green that you can. Are you guys golfers? There's a putting green you can use. Blah blah blah. Talked about it way too long, and really, I'm like I golf. That's kind of neat. Like practice. Whatever. We get there, it's just this like piece of. I don't
Just
know,
a board with felt on it.
It's a board with like it's not felt. It's like that actual like putting
AstroTurf
green,
bullshit.
AstroTurf, whatever, with like 2 holes and like PVC borders so the ball doesn't run off. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. He just talked it up so much that it's like, who the fuck cares about a goddamn putting green? I don't know.
Wait, so
He's just-
Joseph, you said when Jacob asked the question, you said the backyard, and Gabe said the gas range.
Yeah, because we got a backyard. It's fenced in
Yeah.
completely. We might be able to have bonfires in it. We haven't
Oh,
checked.
definitely.
Well,
Do you have
like,
to be like 15
legally.
feet away from?
We have to be
from
30
the-
feet from the house. And I think in like the back, we might be far enough from the house. I don't know if the garage is also a part of that or not, which is
Okay.
where we might. If it is, then we're fucked.
Dude,
We
if you could
can't
have
have one.
fires, that'd be sick.
Oh yeah. There's like
It's
a little
actually nice to have a
patio.
backyard, especially in a bigger city. Like we have our own space, and literally across the street, Dayton, there is soccer fields, baseball fields, and a water park.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
That's
water
legit.
park that we can see from our back deck.
It's like the smallest water park I've ever seen. It's so weird. It's like a community park water park.
It's
Like,
like 6 slides, a splash pad, and like that's about it.
Dude, I'd freaking get hammered and go into that splash
Oh.
pad, dude.
What do you
We're
think we're gonna
We're
do
gonna
this
fill those
summer?
kids up.
Like, do you know how much fun that would be?
I'm excited though because I've seen some people play soccer. I wonder if there's like a weekly pickup that I could just walk to. That'd be really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some
Yeah.
really nice parks like right here,
Yeah,
which
there's
is
some other ones that
pretty
have
cool.
like bocce ball courts, horseshoe courts. What did you just hit?
I hit my desk with my water bottle.
And you guys are still within walking distance of like some breweries too.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they open back up, there's
Not as close as I was to Dangerous Man in 1029,
Yeah.
which is a huge disappointment, but I'm sure I'll find a replacement for 1029.
Also, your rent was double. Not double,
I didn't pay double.
right?
But
Now,
yeah, it was
it's a navel gazing question, but Joseph, what's the biggest downgrade in not living with me?
Wow.
I don't have anime constantly playing in the living room. That I can just watch and be confused about.
Mhm.
It's the
That's
best
about
part.
it. Yeah, that's.
What's the best part with living without him?
Oh.
I don't have anime constantly playing in the living room.
The old double-edged sword right there.
I will say it's been weird for me not having you like here, Joseph, because I became part of my schedule. You being home at 2, you know,
Yeah.
and then also like I've nobody to talk to about my day. And like, granted, I don't need to do that like every single day, but it's like if something happens,
Jacob,
Like it-
that's been my life for 3 months.
I know I'm just
That's
not
been
used
my
to it.
life
Like,
for a year,
Oh, fuck.
Gabe. Yeah, I just one up to you.
All right, whatever.
I
My
just did
grandma's
Z
life has been
formation
like that
snap.
for 2 years.
I've literally been writing down shit to like tell people 'cause I'm gonna forget it otherwise.
Dude, honestly, you just need to be on Discord more. That's what kept me sane.
Yeah.
Just be able to go on Discord
I mean, it's
more.
not like I said, it's not like every day, but it's like weird. Like, oh, something happened today that was like interesting. You're like, oh, I guess I'll tell it to the void in my echoey living room.
We
You know.
void.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I mean, obviously we haven't even been here a week, but I found my schedule is really interesting. I mean, we kind of even talked about this like on the relationship episode, where it's like I found ways to fill my schedule to keep me busy. So like every day I'd come home, I would work out, eat, and then like play guitar or play video games. I got a very set schedule and I go to bed. And now it's really disrupted because like
Yep.
I go home and I have people to talk to. It's a very good thing. But
They're
it's just, like,
distractions, Gabe. You gotta stay on your purpose.
but it's weird. Like everything's pushed back half an hour, like 45 minutes, and it's again, it's not bad. And there's some days even where it's like, oh, let's watch TV, and it's like, oh, I can do that. Like, I don't know. It's just totally different.
There's pros and cons, right? I mean, I mentioned like I got used to Joseph getting home at 2. I like that because it was a distraction, but it's also good he's not doing because it's less. I mean, I don't get distracted as easily anymore.
Exactly.
I mean, I can still stop by at random times and
As long as you tell me before you get here.
Just leave random sticky notes on like the countertops and shit like
With
that, Joseph.
timestamps.
That would freak me the fuck out, dude. If you came over like before I woke up and like on your way to work and like left shit around the house, oh my god, I'd freak the fuck out.
Get up half an hour earlier just to write bullshit.
Buy like a Chucky doll and just move it every time he's asleep.
Oh god,
Mm.
I don't like that. I don't like that idea. I don't want to touch a Chucky doll. Are you kidding me?
I've never seen the movies. I assume he's scary.
The lamp was flickering again too today, Joseph.
Fuck that lamp. Ever since fucking
Cooper, dude. It's all
touched
Cooper.
it.
Everything's Cooper's fault, all right?
Dude, I'm not even exaggerating. That lamp worked perfectly for a year. I had it in my room at school for 2 years. So for 3 years straight, I have not had a single issue. Cooper comes over, tries
Now-
to turn it on.
I want to paint a picture here, Joseph. So it's a stand-up lamp. You know, it's got the light on the top and it's got the arm with the smaller light.
Yeah, it's a
you know,
floor
hang out.
lamp with a reading lamp off the side.
Yes. Now, in this apartment, it's connected to an outlet that has a light switch that controls electricity that goes through it. So typically, when light goes on, hit that light switch. When it goes off, hit the light switch again. Cooper, who has been to our place
Multiple times.
multiple times,
I-
probably 15, is that an overstatement?
That's an understatement. He
Yeah.
comes over quite a bit. He did previously.
Now, we've established that he is a not very observant person, or doesn't listen, or just notice things in general. But he's he's seen this lamp in action multiple times, right?
In action. It's just on.
Well, like, I'll turn it on, and you hit the switch, and the lamp turns on, or you hit the switch, and it turns off. You know, it's
So he's
pretty
over,
straightforward.
and the lamp is off, and it's off because the switch connected to that outlet is off.
Mhm.
So we're not paying attention. We're like in the kitchen or something. He goes over to turn it on, and he starts flicking the switch on the reading lamp. And it's like one of those twisting ones. I don't know how to
Mhm.
describe it. You know what I'm talking about? Like the
You-
shitty
you-
ones.
Yeah.
You like just twist the metal rod.
Wow.
So he starts like fucking turning. He's like, "Oh, it's not working. The lamp isn't working." I'm like, Cooper, you gotta fucking hit the light switch. He's like, "Oh, okay." So he does it, and then turns it on, and then nothing actually happened that day. But then,
Well,
like,
yeah, it like flickered a bit, and like I was like, oh, you gotta, cause like it's not the best lamp. Like I stole it from my sister. You know, it's not like a quality. Like she bought it when she was in college. You know, it's not like a quality lamp. It's just some
Yeah, but it
dog
worked
shit Walmart.
perfectly fine for like
Perfectly
you
fine.
said, 3 years. And then as the next day, we turn it on, it starts flickering just randomly. You
But
know,
only the reading lamp.
yeah, only the one he touched.
Only the one he touched. The main floor, ceiling, whatever. The upright lamp, perfectly fine, no issues.
And you might be wondering, maybe the bulb went out. No, it's an LED bulb.
That I
So-
replaced less than a year ago,
Yeah, so bulb
or
is
about a year ago. It's fine.
It's just
not
like,
the
God
LED.
damn it, Cooper. I don't know what the fuck he did. I think
And,
I
like-
don't think it was a switch. I think he like pulled the arm where like the cord on the inside got fucked. Because you were
Yeah,
like moving
it's-
the reading lamp and that was fucking with it.
Yeah, it's not the best lamp. Like you
Yeah.
have to kind of have it. It's kind of particular. Like I'll admit, it's not like it's a works at any position kind of lamp. But like, you know, come on, dude. I don't know what he fucked with, but I couldn't get it to work. And like, cause I remember fucking with it in the dorm or in the house, and like, okay, if I have it like this way, it works better, and like, you know, whatever. But I couldn't fucking get it.
SMH, dude, he got his grubby little hands on there.
That's what happens when he
His
touches
mitts.
shit.
His
Bob
dirty
Cooper.
mitts.
His dirty dick beaters.
Episode 69 will be a whole episode dedicated to shitting on the Cooper.
Only one episode? Man.
Two-parter.
We could make a whole separate series, just like a mini
Yeah.
series.
It's
Tom Cooper.
okay, because he doesn't listen to this. So
There's Cooper.
I think it's because he doesn't. He can't do podcasts at work because he gets distracted. Never mind.
I can't do
I can't-
podcasts at work either. Like I get distracted too.
I can only listen to podcasts when I'm driving.
Yeah,
Commutes
that's
are good.
He doesn't do that though. He doesn't do the shower podcast. He doesn't do the commute.
Okay,
podcast.
shower podcast.
Okay, you're
is
the
a
only
thing.
you're the only person that I've ever known that does a shower podcast.
That's like having people in the shower with you.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's XP waste, as our friend
Wait.
Max would
It's XP.
You gotta maximize every single second.
Is
All
that
right,
why you need me to put on the podcast when you were puking in the first floor bathroom because of the death room?
That was the past the time.
XP waste.
All right, well that was our show for this week. Hopefully you liked our stories of Joseph and Gabe moving into their new spot. Like Gabe mentioned, next episode 69. What are we gonna do? We don't know yet. Probably
We're
gonna
just
be
gonna-
sexy.
Probably gonna be that sex.
We should record it naked.
I'm down, except I don't have a door. Remember?
Oh, you better get a door.
I mean, technically, you don't have to be naked from the waist up, but I mean, if you're a true podcast host, you'll go full frontal. If you know what I'm saying.
You'll commit full force.
As I mentioned at the top of the show, you can find our podcast every Monday on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at EWF Podcast, and go and follow us on Twitch. If you use Twitch, EWF_podcast. You'll get a notification when we go live. You can hop in, see the episode early, see how the sausage gets made. It's a good time.
Ooh,
I don't like that.
I like
You never
it.
heard that expression before?
No.
I have, and I still don't like it.
All right.
I
Well, that's
like how we gonna fuck this pig.
I would say that on the podcast. We'll
Just
see you next week. Bye.
Bye.